Smile is a new horror film written and directed by Parker Finn, who also wrote and directed the short that this movie is based off of that came out a few years ago. Sosie Bacon plays Dr. Rose, who witnesses a patient's suicide right in front of her, while the person killing themselves had a very disturbing smile on their face. After that, she starts witnessing a bunch of weird things that keep happening to her, and all of them involve people looking at her smiling very creepily. And she has to figure out what this is, where it came from, and if she's even going to get out of this situation alive. Smile, honestly, to me at least, is the most average horror film I've seen in a long time. That's not to say it's a bad film. In fact, the movie's getting pretty good reviews from everyone that I know who's seen it, and yeah, I mean, it's not bad. I mean, I'm glad people are enjoying it. Just, for me at least, it was just an average horror film. There are some very good scenes in the film that are very effective, like the opening scene, I do agree was very creepy, and even sprinkled throughout the film, there's a couple of creepy scenes, I'll give it that. Then there's some scenes that are, at least to me, silly, though I thought it was just unintentionally very silly. Like the birthday party scene, I thought was silly. And even the final scene in the movie, the confrontation scene, has decent moments, but then it just ended on a very silly note, in my opinion. I can't say it without spoilers, but it was just silly to me. The performances are good from everyone, especially from Sosie Bacon, who steals the show as the main character, Dr. Rose. She's really good in the movie. She's really good. She's actually one of the main key factors into needing to watch this film is her performance. She nails it. And when it comes to the themes of trauma, depression, anxiety, and suicide, the way the film handles it very effectively. In fact, it handles it kind of the same way that It Follows handled STDs. And also, not only just that, but also how this theme works plays very similar to the demon from It Follows did as well. But luckily, it doesn't have its own thing to where it doesn't feel like it's just copycatting It Follows and a little bit of The Ring as well. But you do see the similarities. And while the story works for what it is, it's very predictable. Like, if you've seen any horror film, you know how it's gonna play out. Character sees something, a jump scare happens, the people don't believe her, they think she's crazy, and she has to deal with it by herself. I've seen this done in so many other horror films, it's nothing new here. Then there's the jump scares, which they're not bad. Most of them are technically earned, like they're built up and they're earned. But to be honest with you, none of them got me. All the jump scares, none of them got me because I saw them all coming from a mile away. There was only one jump scare that I think would have gotten me if it wasn't spoiled in the trailer, but outside of that, all the other jump scares I saw coming from a mile away. That's not to say they're bad, but they just didn't work for me personally. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about Smile. It's not a bad film. I can see why people like this movie. I can see why it's getting good reviews. It's not bad. It's just, to me, it's just an average horror film. It's not bad. It's decent for what it is, but it's nothing great either. If I had to rate it, I'd give it a 6 out of 10. Perfectly serviceable horror film. It does not need to be seen in theaters, but if you need something to watch over the weekend, or something to watch given that spooky season now, I'd say maybe check it out on a matinee showing. And if not then wait till it comes out on demand, just give it a read. Because again, decent film for what it is. It's a harmless watch, but nothing great either. Like if you want a really good horror film that falls in the similar veins as this, I would say watch It Follows instead. But again, harmless watch, decent film overall.